Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. And as you can tell by the title, today is the story time of the first time I got played. So this was in middle school and it was 7th or 8th grade. I think it was 8th grade. So either one of those two, 7th or 8th grade. There's this guy that I liked, and for this story I'm gonna call him Chris. And this girl that was my best friend, I'm gonna call her Nessie. So Nessie and I were best friends since like the first day I met her in class. Like we just got along super well. So her and I used to talk about like who we liked, and she liked this one guy and I had liked Chris. So one day, I had Chris's number. So one day Chris texts me and he's like, "Oh, I heard that you liked me." And then I was like, "Well, who told you?" And then he says, "Nessie told me." And I was like, "Okay." And then he said, "Well, I like you too. Do you want to go out?" And me being like really into him, I said, "Sure." And he asked me out, I think, the 22nd of November. And so this was, I think, around Thanksgiving break. Yeah, around Thanksgiving break. So we're in school, and we, hold hands and stuff. He wasn't really into it because he said that he wasn't really good at expressing his emotions and blah blah blah. So yeah, we started going out, and then he calls me New Year's Day. And New Year's Day I was going to a New Year's party with my mom, dad, and my sister. And he calls me and then he says, "Hey." And I say, "Hey." And then he says, "I have something to tell you." And I'm like, "Okay." So this is when my heart starts racing and I start freaking out. So I'm like, okay, so I'm just sitting there, my hands are shaking, and I'm like, just kind of tense and not ready for like what's gonna happen, because I'm assuming the worst. And so he says, "I'm breaking up with you." And I'm like, "Well, why?" And then he said, "Well, I only asked you out because I was dared to." And then I hear Nessie on the phone, and she was like, "See, Chris, now was that so hard? All you had to do was tell her that somebody dared you to ask her out." And she knew, like, from the beginning, and I'm pretty sure that she was the one that dared him to do it. And I was like, well, okay. Because it's like you don't know what to say in that moment. Like when you find out, oh, they were just dared to do it. And it's kind of like, he was like, "Oh, well, I actually did like you, but I was just dared to ask you out. I didn't really want to go out like right now." And I was like, okay. And so we hang up the phone. And so I'm walking out the house, and like I put on a face like I'm happy because we're going to a party, so I'm not gonna think about it. And the whole time I'm at this party, we're waiting for midnight to come around. Midnight comes around and we're on our way home because my dad's friend lived in Queens and we live in Brooklyn. So we're on our way home, we're riding back in the car, and we're listening to the radio, and I text him Happy New Year's, by the way. And then I got no reply. And I was just like, alright, cool. So when we go back to school, I don't talk to either of them. I don't talk to Chris and I don't talk to Nessie because what they did was messed up. And Chris, I saw in school, because I'm in college now, I saw him in school like maybe twice or 3 times. Yeah, 3 times I saw him in school. And Nessie and I stopped talking like altogether because Chris went out with Nessie and then he broke up with her because he liked me again, and she was mad at me because he liked me and not her. Like, what? But yeah, that is today's story time, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment anything you want down in the comments. Like if you want to comment about the first time you got played, discuss amongst yourselves down below like how you felt in that moment, and I'll see y'all in the next one.